Invest Like a Boss, Mom Edition. Chapter 1. The Supermom with a Secret Plan. In a small town, nestled between rolling green hills, lived a woman named Aisha. Aisha was a single mother of two, her teenage daughter Sarah and her 10-year-old son Ali. To the world, she was just an ordinary woman working a 9-to-5 job at a local accounting firm, but behind the scenes, she was quietly building an empire. She wasn't just any mom, she was an investor. Most of her colleagues at work spent their salaries on shopping, vacations, and luxuries. But Aisha had a different mindset. She believed in investing for the future, ensuring her children would never struggle financially. Chapter 2. The Hustle Begins. Aisha's journey began 5 years ago when she stumbled upon an online video about smart investing. Intrigued, she started researching stocks, real estate, and passive income. At first, it was overwhelming. Words like dividends, mutual funds, and market trends felt like a foreign language. But she refused to give up. Every night, after putting her kids to sleep, she spent hours watching tutorials, reading financial books, and following investment gurus. She saved every extra penny, skipping unnecessary expenses, and started investing in stocks, index funds, and small real estate projects. Chapter 3. The First Win. At first, her investments didn't seem to grow. She doubted herself many times, but she remained patient. One day, she checked her stock portfolio and saw that her $500 investment in a tech company had doubled to $1,000. It was a small win, but it gave her the confidence she needed. She reinvested her profits, bought a small apartment to rent out, and even started a side hustle selling homemade candles online. Little by little, her wealth grew. Chapter 4. Teaching the Kids the Money Game. Aisha knew that true success wasn't just about earning money. It was about teaching the next generation how to manage it. She sat down with Sarah and Ali and introduced them to the mom's money rules. Always save at least 20% of what you earn. Invest in things that grow over time. Never spend money you don't have. Make money work for you, not the other way around. At first, they were confused. "Mom, why don't you just buy us a PlayStation instead?" Ali asked. "Because if we invest smartly today, one day, we can buy 100 PlayStations without worry," Aisha smiled. Sarah, the more curious one, took an interest in investing and started following her mother's footsteps. She used her pocket money to buy a few stocks in a fashion brand she loved. Chapter 5. The Big Payoff. Years passed, and Aisha's investments flourished. She bought more properties, expanded her online business, and eventually quit her job to focus full-time on managing her wealth. One day, she gathered her children and revealed the biggest news of all. "We are officially financially free." "What does that mean?" Ali asked. "It means we no longer have to work for money. Our money works for us," Aisha said proudly. Sarah, now 18, had already started her own small business using the investment knowledge her mother taught her. Ali, though still young, understood the importance of saving and growing money instead of just spending it. Chapter 6. The Legacy Continues. Aisha didn't just secure her family's future. She broke the cycle of financial struggle and ensured her children would continue to grow wealth for generations to come. She became a mentor, teaching other women in her community how to invest wisely. She proved that being a mother didn't mean sacrificing financial dreams. It meant leading by example and building a future where money was never a problem again. And so, Aisha, the supermom investor, lived her life like a true boss, not just for herself, but for everyone she inspired. Chapter 7. From Investor to Inspiration. As Aisha's financial empire grew, people in her town began noticing. She no longer lived paycheck to paycheck, never worried about bills, and was always helping others. Women at her office, her neighbors, and even her old school friends started asking, "How did you do it?" Instead of keeping her success a secret, Aisha decided to share her knowledge. She started a blog called Mom Boss Investments, where she wrote about money management, investing in stocks, and building passive income. She simplified complex financial concepts so that even beginners could understand. Soon, her blog gained traction. Other mothers, young professionals, and even teenagers started following her advice. Inspired by her impact, She launched a free workshop for women in her community, teaching them how to save, invest, and become financially independent. One of her students, a young widow named Farah, started with just $100 in stocks. A year later, she had turned it into $2,000, giving her the confidence to start her own bakery. Aisha's mission wasn't just about growing her wealth, it was about helping others break free from financial struggles. Chapter 8: A Surprise Investment. One day, Sarah approached her mother with an idea. "Mom, I want to invest in a startup," she said excitedly. Aisha was intrigued. "Tell me more." Sarah had discovered a small tech company developing a new eco-friendly product. The company's mission was to reduce plastic waste, and Sarah believed in their vision. "I've been following their progress, and I think they have potential," Sarah explained. Aisha was proud. Her daughter had learned the true meaning of investing, not just in numbers, but in ideas that could change the world. They did their research, evaluated the risks, and decided to invest $5,000 together. It was a leap of faith, but Aisha knew that calculated risks often led to great rewards. Chapter 9: The Unexpected Reward. A year later, the eco-friendly company went viral after a major investor funded its expansion. Their stock price skyrocketed, and Aisha and Sarah's investment grew from $5,000 to $50,000. It was a life-changing moment. Sarah realized that investing wasn't just about making money, it was about believing in something bigger. She decided to study business and finance, so she could one day start her own impact-driven company. Aisha, on the other hand, expanded her financial coaching, launching an online course for women worldwide. She became a recognized name in financial education, with thousands of people learning from her. Chapter 10: The Power of Generational Wealth. Years later, when Ollie was about to turn 18, Aisha gave him a surprise: a trust fund with $100,000. "This isn't just money," she told him. "It's an opportunity. Invest it wisely, grow it, and one day, pass it on to your children." Ollie had grown up watching his mother turn a small salary into a financial empire. He knew exactly what to do. Instead of spending it, he used the money to start his own real estate business, buying properties to rent out. Meanwhile, Sarah launched her eco-friendly startup, inspired by the investment that changed their lives. Aisha's dream had come true. Her children didn't just inherit wealth, they inherited the mindset to grow it. Epilogue: The legacy lives on. Decades later, Aisha sat on the balcony of her beautiful home, watching her grandchildren play in the garden. She smiled, knowing she had broken the cycle of financial struggle forever. Her story wasn't just about money, it was about knowledge, patience, and the power of believing in yourself. She had truly invested like a boss, not just for herself, but for generations to come. Chapter 11: The Next Generation Takes Over. As Aisha's legacy continued, Sarah and Ollie carried the torch of financial wisdom forward. They were no longer just beneficiaries of their mother's hard work, they were leaders in their own right. Sarah's eco-friendly startup flourished, attracting major investors and government grants. The company's mission to reduce plastic waste caught global attention, and soon, they expanded internationally. She became a role model for young female entrepreneurs, proving that success wasn't just about money, it was about making an impact. Ollie, on the other hand, grew his real estate business, learning to invest in undervalued properties and turn them into valuable assets. He built a chain of affordable housing projects, ensuring that lower-income families had safe places to live. His vision wasn't just about profit, it was about changing lives. One evening, as the siblings sat together, Sarah turned to Ollie with a serious expression. "We should start a foundation in Mom's name," she said. Ollie nodded. "A place where people, especially women, can learn about money, investing, and building their future." They knew their mother had transformed their lives through education and financial literacy. Now it was time to give back. Chapter 12: The Aisha Investment Academy. A year later, the Aisha Investment Academy was officially launched. The academy offered free financial literacy programs for women, single mothers, and young entrepreneurs. It provided training on stock investments, real estate, passive income, and business management. People from all walks of life attended: young students, struggling parents, and even elderly individuals who wanted to secure their future. Aisha, now retired and enjoying her well-earned rest, watched as her children carried forward her mission. One day, she walked into the academy and saw a single mother nervously attending her first investment class. The woman reminded her of herself many years ago, lost, uncertain, but full of potential. Smiling, Aisha walked up to her and said, "The best time to start investing was yesterday. The second best time is today." The woman's eyes lit up with hope. Aisha knew then that her story would never truly end. It would continue through the lives of those she inspired. Epilogue: The ultimate investment. Years later, when Aisha's grandchildren asked her about life's greatest investment, she didn't talk about stocks or real estate. Instead, she said, "The best investment you can ever make is in knowledge." Money can be lost, businesses can fail, and markets can crash. But knowledge? That stays with you forever. And with that wisdom, her family's legacy continued for generations, proving that a mother's greatest gift isn't wealth, but the wisdom to create it. Final lesson: light bulb wealth is temporary, but financial knowledge is forever. Pass it on, and it will outlive you. The end.